proud moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President BOAKAI only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political norms. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that.
To be back here
when President
on our Facebook and social media feed. Today is day 2, like we promised you in our last Facebook outing, that we are touring the southeastern part of Liberia. Precisely, we are en route to Grand Coup County, and we are traveling via Grand Jide on our way to River G, and then on to Maryland through Plebo, and then we'll go down to Grand Coup and do some more information for you coming in from Saxtown in Grand Coup County. Like we told you on yesterday, moving across our path will be unfolding information for you as it relates to the activities of His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. This president has promised the Liberian people that he's going to transform their lives. He's going to make sure that people who live in very deplorable conditions are having some very good shelter to live in. Yesterday, on phase 1 of our travel, we brought you a layout of what's taking place in a village along the road leading to Zwedru in Grand Jide County, a village known as Pella Village. And I'm sure you've been following that video. If not, you need to look for it on our Facebook feed and follow it to the details. Our next stop for you today is here in Tothe. Tothe is in Grand Jide County. It's not a strange name for you. This is the hometown of Slim President Samuel Kanyando. I'm told that in 1980 and up to 1981, when he became the president of Liberia, this is the structure that was built here in 1981 when the late Samuel Doe became president of Liberia. It's situated in his hometown, in his home village. It's called Tothe. We are here in Tothe because His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah have decided to build some more structures for residents of Tothe here in Grand Jide County. A beautiful village here that was once a lively city. Now there's no more. Why? And what are some of the issues? And what are the pleas from the citizens of Tothe in Grand Jide County? We will attempt to talk to some of the elders of this town, and then we will show you the current initiative of His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, who've started building some units here for poor people here in this part of the country. Stay with me. On behalf of my camera team headed by Olin Cooper, my name is Smith Tothe here in Tothe, Grand Jide County. So like we've done and always want to do for you is to drive you across this town. It's being here. It's the home of a former president. It's a place where I'm sure you've overheard about, you've talked to people about, and you've also gotten to know some story about it. I'm sure that some of the family members of the late president still live here. I'm also informed that some of the relatives are stayed here. In these butches that we are looking at, I'm told there are structures in these butches that was built by the former president Samuel Kanyando. Tothe is once a city. Now, is it still a city? we will be talking to some of the people here in this part of the country. Now, because we are in a pandemic and with the social distancing, your first cousin, you need to come to me a little bit so that we can talk. I want my camera to really capture you. So what is your name, ma'am?
Ide Do.
Ide Do. You related to the former president?
Yes.
What's the relationship to him? What to him?
Oh, yeah. Now,
Your first cousin? Okay, so how long you live here in Tucson? We need somebody to help us with interpretation. So since you were born, oh, she lived in Tucson. She been here in Tucson all of her life. Okay. And how do you feel looking at Tucson now in your eyes?
Tucson,
a Pella village. Now you're seeing a level of work ongoing to Dr. George Mananwia. The president is building port houses here in Tucson, Grand Jita County. You're seeing a different Tucson. You're about to see a level of work taking place. So we're going to move you to what is taking place here in Tucson, to those construction, to change the lives of the people here in Tucson, Grand Jita County, because Dr. Wia thinks that people should no longer live in papo houses, but rather people should move into new homes. And what more can the sitting president give back to his people? He's giving them new structures, and so he's hired the expertise of Liberians contractors to do these houses. And we will just tell you what is taking place here. Like you saw yesterday in the village there, the Pella village. Now you're seeing a level of work ongoing here. And you just have to keep following me. You're going to catch all of the picture shots here in this part of the country. This is Grand Jita County. This is Tucson. And President, we are saying to you, it's no more time to live in papo houses. It's time to move into concrete buildings. And so these concrete buildings are being constructed through the effort of His Excellency Dr. Wia, under the expertise of the Liberian Agency for Community Empowerment. Is here in Tucson, and is giving the Grand Jitans here a different taste of life. It's giving them a different feeling of his administration. And they've said to us here since our arrival here in Grand Jita that they are so happy that the president is thinking about them here in this part of the country. They are no longer going to be living into papo houses, but rather you see them living into beautiful homes. So construction going very well here. They used to live in houses on the screen like you see that one. They will be living from that kind of a structure into these structures in the next few days. And the president is actually happy to see that his promise to Liberians, especially people who just cannot afford to live in these structures for any other reason, will be living in them sometime very soon. This is taking place here in Tucson, Grand Jita County. And our team is heading towards the southeast, especially towards Sastan, and we've made a stop here. We've made a stop here to see the load of work taking place here. And it's going with a very good speed. And one of those who helping supervise this job comes from LACE. And of course, they are the implementing a partner to the president on this project. And let me talk to this gentleman who is the lead supervisor here. What is your name?
I'm Fanny A. Jackson.
Vanning, how is Tucson, by the way, with you?
Tucson, we're doing fine here. Everything is okay.
So how long you been here?
I've been here for a month now.
A month?
Yeah.
And when did this project start?
We started the Pele Village on the 14th of March. Start March 14th from Pele Village, and then we extended here.
Okay. So how many of these units we expect to see come out here along the road here in Tucson?
Definitely we're doing 7 building here. Okay, in Pele Village with 10. So we're moving forward to Pelezon and Babos Town.
Oh, so you are doing structures along the road. So where is Pelezon?
Pelezon after Dreju, when you take Sando Road, there where we're going from here by next week.
And next week you put some more structures in Pelezon.
Yeah.
And from Pelezon you go to
Babos
Town.
Town.
Okay, and how many of these units we expect to see there?
I will be doing 10 to Pelezon, then Babos Town will do 8.
So as you come to start a project like this for the president through Liz, what is the role of the community? Because this is Tucson here, and this is the home of a former president.
Okay, we implementing the project from BMC.
Okay.
Our partner is Liz.
Yeah.
Liz told us that when we come here for this project, there's category of the job that the town people are supposed to do. Okay. Which number one, they had to cut all the round pole for the profile and scaffold. And then when we build the structure from the foundation level, the town people must backfill the foundation. And then second, third, they should haul water for us. And we got our power, so we put in the bush to saw the wood. Then the town people haul it for us.
Most definitely welcome to another exciting edition of the program. This is Counter Diary. Counter Diary, we are telling you the untold stories of Liberia. My name is Emmanuel Kotu. On today's edition, like I told you earlier on, we are in Tothe, and to be precise, right by the government hospital. This is the government hospital right out there. And then you have the nursing quarter of delivery in Africa. And to be precise, in Liberia is a serious issue. The qualifier or practitioners refuse to come to the rural area because sometimes where you're supposed to stay does not even look comfortable. So for that reason, you have them stay in Monrovia or some urban area where they feel more comfortable. So a few months ago, the government of Liberia dedicated these buildings right here, this housing unit for the medical staff here at the government hospital. So I want to check exactly what it is like. But I've been told that the administrators are not around, so I can do what I need to do, but they're not going to be speaking to me. So I'm just going to show you exactly what it is like. Keep watching. This is Counter Diary. My name is Emmanuel Kotu. Don't forget to hit the subscription button if you're watching us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, right? If you're watching on Spoon or Super TV Channel 10, thanks for watching. You've seen the overhead view of this particular area, and you see some of the housing units. I think there are about 10. So you've seen the overhead view of this particular area, and you see some of the housing units. I think there are about 10 housing units here. And this place, we just go to the back, and I'm told that the administrators are not here, so we cannot go in. But I've been told that each of them has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and a small kitchen. So you can see there, between this place all the way there, a housing unit. This housing unit is being built by the government of Liberia. So I'll just show you this place here so that you can see exactly what it is now. Well, folks, I know that we can all go in order to encourage the medical practitioner to leave from Monrovia and to come to in the rural areas. They need to be encouraged. We need to build some housing unit like this, because if these things are not put into place, who is willing to leave their comfort zone in Monrovia to come here? Well, folks, I want to say thanks to the government of Liberia anyway for this mini project here in Tothe. Hopefully, we hope to see something bigger than this. My name is Emmanuel Kotu, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscription button as we're going to show you more places in Tothe. Keep watching. This is Counter Diary. We are telling you the untold stories of Liberia. Cool.
It's time to look at his achievements in the education sector. All right, okay. 2017, the number of school-going persons had increased since the end of the Civil War, but the learning outcomes were poor. Many parts of Liberia were without high schools, and children who attended classes in dilapidated structures were taught with inadequate materials by many demotivated teachers who were irregularly underpaid as low as 2,500 Liberian dollars as a monthly salary. With few weak regulatory mechanisms in place, the unprecedented repeated mass failure of students in WIAC and UL entrance examinations consistently exposed the failure of the government education system. President Weah's predecessor had conceded to these enormous challenges and had publicly confessed that their education system was a mess. President Weah inherited a mess and immediately started to reverse the downward trend the education sector had taken. President Weah immediately lobbied with GPE for 11 million to support early childhood education in 6 counties. 300 in-service teachers and administrators were trained, and grants were given to 550 early childhood education schools for learning materials. President Weah has also addressed the secondary education challenge. He has attracted 47 million United States dollars from ADA to enable him construct 3 model high schools in Banga, Kakata, and Ganta cities, and is rehabilitating 156 public schools across the country. He is smartly using the funding opportunity to upgrade about 25 public junior high schools to senior high schools to ensure that each education district in Liberia has at least one public high school. Construction works are ongoing at the 25 following schools: Dua Gatton and William V. Stockman in Nima County, Nomo Port Central, Draw, Gibsonville, and Troy Public Schools in Sano County, Barakan, Bonington, and Guiado in Maryland, Chibokan, Tom Wise.
All right, so fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. We are so excited that we have another opportunity where we can be with you in your homes, in your vehicles, at your place of work, and etc. So, as usual, we ask that you do us a favor. And that favor we require of you is to kindly hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, so that we can all have a very wonderful time. On this note, I want to use this time to welcome uh, Madam Josephine Campbell. How are you? You are welcome. I want to welcome Maman Blamo. Thank you so much, Blamo, for joining us. I want to appreciate and welcome our own sister Julie K. Rembo, the PRO of the is a Netherlands a chapter of the CDC USA. Sorry, it's a CDC USA, CDC Europe. Julie, you are welcome. Fatu Sharif, I want to welcome you. Woki, how are you? Woki Daves, thank you so much. George Vuku Jr., thank you so very kindly for your presence here. Again, as usual, we ask that you hit us the share button. Let's share with friends and family members. Pastor Success A.B. Dennis, how are you, sir? Welcome. Sorry, unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to our audience.
So how's the weather from your end?
Yeah, it kind of been snowing the entire yesterday and a little today, but we're pretty good. We're good. We're good.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we also want to use this time to welcome our own brother, Trokon. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm okay. Let me say good evening to you, Pastor Success, and good evening to you, Mr. Sherry, and good evening, good morning, whatever. Depending on your location, I want to say hi to everyone. Those of you following us through live, our video on YouTube. Let me say hi to everyone. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you again, as always. Thank you. We really appreciate what you people do for Liberia, especially in these times of difficulties, in these times where everything is degenerating, and the entire governmental sector has been broken down and is characterized by bad governance. We just want to say thank you, people, for having the courage to even speak on issues of national concern. So again, my people, want to say welcome to everybody. Jefferson Chei, we want to say welcome, joining us there from Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island. You are welcome. Thank you so very kindly. I just want to begin with, somebody say, let's begin with an appetizer before going into our today's discussion. There is a disturbing video of Mr. BOAKAI, and that disturbing video has to do with an authority of Liberia. From the information gathered, a superintendent, I think superintendent or chief or so, who is seen in a video kneeling before the president, Mr. BOAKAI, and explaining his, his initiative, his projects. And we're being encouraged by another person to go ahead, continue to explain. And this particular video is making rounds. It's making serious rounds with a lot of mixed feelings, dissatisfaction around the place. Before we enter into our today's discussion, my brother, I want to hear from you. What is your own take on that identical video? Seeing an authority too, whether be a chief or superintendent or whoever, kneeling down in front of the president that had his legs on the table, explaining. Let's hear from you. What is your take? I want to welcome my sister Tracy. Thank you for joining us. Nina Kuya. Alice, thank you so much for your presence here. Let's hear from you, my brother. What do you make of this disturbing video? I'm sorry, you got to unmute yourself. Hello, are you getting me, Trickle? You getting me, Trickle?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, yeah,
Am I
yeah,
clear?
yeah. Yeah, you are loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw that video and I was like, wow. And not just seeing that video, but what drew my attention is the different justification being given by the president supporters. And you know that that's a tradition. And you know, normally, traditionally, when you go meet together, you gotta kneel down and everything. For me, I think that is troubling. I believe that Joseph Boga want to take us to the ancient days. I don't want to call it dark days, but I want to call it the ancient days, wherein Liberians were blind. Blind in a sense that somebody could be graduating from high school and they will invite the entire community to that party. And it will be a big thing to graduate from high school. So the quote unquote educated class, they themselves semi-God, right? When you heard about somebody coming from America or Europe that acquired Western education, to some extent, they made our people to believe that. I mean, they just were seeing God. So he who sees God, I mean, to see God is not ordinary, so you got to bow down to them. That primitive mentality that when somebody have money or somebody have position or influence, everybody should be bowing down to them and kissing their asses. I think that was wrong. No tradition support that. In fact, I consider that as the highest level of stupidity. I have bowed down to older people in salutation or to show respect. But I have never seen somebody bowing down to an older person as a sign of respect, and that person take their leg and put it on a table. Or that person bow. You saw the picture? The young man bowed down and Boakai took his leg and placed it on a brother's body. What kind of tradition is that? That is a sign of modern day slavery. And what was even shocking is for I don't know whosoever that was telling him, tell Baka you better support him, tell him what they're doing for him. And I was like, come on. So what are you saying? This brother is far above 18. Are you telling me that this brother don't know the purpose of him coming here? Or you almost a year grab somebody from the street, carry them, say, come. I told the man read this video to get a young man. That was so disturbing. And I see my friends, some of them justify, oh, you might get respect for old people. Who told you respect means stupidity? Who told you when you gain respect for people, it means stupid? That is wrong. That's completely wrong. Then you get saying, no, having our visa. So it's about me, eh? Yeah, that's clown. And so that is wrong. That's all I have to say. That is totally wrong.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly. So, fellow Liberians, let me just, play this video for you to see it. I know it has been making rounds. You've seen it. Let me just play the video here.
You said you want to see more me agriculture activities going on. And those days our people were involved with these things.
I
So
want to
whenever we
welcome
had meeting with them,
Tobazi,
telling
Christopher
them
Watia Tobazi. You are
that
welcome.
me, His Excellency, that
James
we should get ourselves
Tanu
for
Jr.,
farming.
thank you for joining us.
So
We
they know the
appreciate your
farming very
presence here,
well
even though you do not agree
across
with
the
us, but
district.
this is
Who's the only
uh,
representative
the
within
platform where
each
we
tribe
give
that
everybody
is
space.
supported
This
by
is
us.
not LBS,
So
but they will tell you
we've been doing
only
it,
people who
been
agree will
providing
just say Human
whenever we
Boycott
get
people.
attend a lot of projects different area. We share with them. That's
Now,
it.
I want to
We
pause
don't
this video right here. Pastor Sir says you watch this video. All of us watch the video. Let's hear you. What is your take on this particular video that is making rounds? Seeing the
So,
president foot on the table and this identical individual kneeling and talking. Probably he was there for almost about 30 minutes. Let's hear from you, sir.
so Prince, that is a nation or the society we find ourselves in now. When you have this kind of people into authority, when they are leading the nation, and they see themselves as a demon god, where people are to pay homage to them, and they see it as a form of respect, that dictatorship. All right. We all grew up with our grandparents, our parents, traditional people, and so on. Even during those days, Prince, when we were eating with our big brother, we had the end of the pan. We never left it until the food reach a certain level. We don't grab meat in front of them. We agree this is our tradition. When it comes to greeting, when you meet an elderly person, more especially an elderly person in society, what you do is that you cannot go a little bit lower in front of them and they tap the shoulder or they tap your back as a sign of accepting that humility you pay to them, that greeting you honor them, and then they will offer you a seat in return. That respect you get, they will reciprocate that respect by giving you a seat and having a conversation with you if conversation is required. All right. But in this generation, to see a president sitting down with his legs on the table and we are looking under his shoes and someone else's father is kneeling down, and the more disturbing thing there is that the men were pleading for something that should be his legitimate right, his constitutional right. That what he was pleading for, if I to say he was begging President BOAKAI for his personal money. All right, they're trying to give birth to more to those slavery life that our parents experienced years back. This is disturbing. So for people to come here and say, oh, it's a tradition, you know, no. This is not a tradition. This is a complete humiliation to someone else's father, someone else's child, someone else's uncle. This is not what we call respect. To go deeper, praise. So in our country now, if you don't support a regime, it means you are oppressed, you don't get anything as a citizen. And that's why I don't know who are talking over there. I don't know who are telling him, tell the president how you love him, how you supporting him. That was irrelevant over there. The men were talking about something legitimate that's supposed to happen for the community or the town or whatever the situation is. And you telling the man, you tell the president how you best support the person. If that man was not a supporter or a confidant or a surrogate of the president, he wasn't going to get what he wanted. Is that how far our country have gone now? That I have to support the UP before I benefit. So if I go back with my education and I'm seeking employment, I will not get it because. But anyway, this are not surprising. These people just told the Liberian people they feel they returning home, right? They're returning home, but they are telling people who are going there to do commercial business, to serve and what have you, should be only united partisan. That's how much this guy have taken our country to. Did we conduct a survey to know what kind of Liberian were going to CDC groundbreaking ceremony? Did CDC do that? No. CDC opened her way and everybody wanted to sell, went there and saw what they wanted to sell. You from Unity Party, from AMC, from wherever you come from, CMC or whatever. They went there and sold. But when it came to there, they are telling Liberian people when you are not a Unity partisan, don't vote there to do any commercial activity. So that's how far the country have gone, Prince. That's how far the country have gone. It's just pathetic, it's painful, it's disheartening, but we were there for it. We paid the price for it. That's what we signed up for. When we were telling these people, these guys don't have human heart. They don't deserve holding this country. People didn't believe it. How can you make someone found to kneel down to you, begging for something that should be a legitimate right? How? Where in the world is it? I mean, does that mean you call it tradition and humility? I mean, or I call it, that's not, I mean, or being homo. That's humiliation. So pray, I mean, that's all I have to say. That's the kind of man we have as president. All our leader even tells you, don't do that. No, don't do this. Stand up. Don't bow before me. I'm not God. But you have accepted to be a God in this situation. There's an act of worship, pray. There's an act of worship.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so kindly. So, fellow Liberians, again, like we said to you from the very beginning, hit the share button. And in this video, there are a few things I want to point out to you. Where I'm from, in my culture, in my tradition, greeting an elder or somebody of influence by putting your right hand or your left hand on your right hand, holding your right, wrist to greet that person is a sign of respect. When you hold your left wrist to greet that person with your right hand is a sign of respect. Taking your hand, putting it on your chest, or maybe let's say on your left, breast, above your left breast, is a sign of respect. Going in a kind of bowing position to greet someone is also a sign of respect. All of these things that are done, it is not strange to our culture. But what is strange and what is disrespectful is that when people show that level of respect to you, and you refuse to reciprocate the gesture that will make that person to feel that at least the act that they have carried on to some extent, you have accepted or it is pleasing to you, it is what is worrisome. It is what is troubling. When you look at the video, this person is not just an ordinary person. He is the commissioner of a district, the Konola district in Bone County. For a commissioner to be in such a position, perpetually explaining, then it is worrisome. When you look at this particular video, there's just too many things that you will see in this video. To see a leader, somebody who is a commissioner for a district. Do you know who a commissioner is? The commissioner is that particular administrator of the district. He supervises the activities of the people. He is the eye of the government in that particular area. The chief administrator in that particular area. What we are looking at, fellow Liberians, is just to tell us that Mr. BOAKAI does not even have respect for traditional norms and values. For me, I am not strange. I'm not surprised. It is not a strange scene or a surprising scene. This is uncultural. For a commissioner to go to you and greet you in that position and you allow him to be there, this is disrespectful. This is complete modern day slavery. You don't even have somebody will say, I leave the respect. Someone can respect. I say, no, sit down. Seats are all over. Sit down, let's talk. You devalue another human being that is serving the government in that particular area as a commissioner. You devalue him to this extent. Allow him to sit down. This is a disrespect to our culture. This is a disrespect to our tradition. But again, are we surprised? If Joseph Newman BOAKAI can disrespect the big law, the constitution, how much more than just cultural value, our tradition? So is that strange? If BOAKAI can be able to look at the rule of law, the law, both national and international, and disrespect it, how much more than traditional norms? My people, this is sad. This is disgraceful. It shows a complete heartlessness towards another human being. And like Pastor Sosa said, for somebody to come and start to explain your agenda, the agenda that you claim that it is your agenda, you want to make sure that it survive, it will work. Allow the man to sit down and explain it. Not just an ordinary person, but this man can be considered as a representative, a senator, the eye of the president in the county, in that particular area. You allow him to sit down on the ground. He explained it. Shame on BOAKAI and everybody that is associated with him. But again, here where we are. Honorable Randolph Masekwe Duwayu, how are you, sir?
Well, my dear brother, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be on the show today. I'm doing very, very much well. And we are glad to, and I like your intro. I like your conversation. We are glad to be on the show. So I don't know which part of the topic I enter into the conversation, but whatever the situation is, I'm glad to be here. Glad to see my dearest brother, Chokon, and my dear friend, Pastor Success. So we are on the show. We are here together, and I'm here and open to whatsoever topic that is on the floor.
Thank you. So we were just, trying to just discuss this before entering into our main topic, the video that is trending, where you see the president sitting with his legs on the table and our commissioner there explaining and appealing to him in this position. And you can see frustration, even though he tried to fake the smile, but you can see in this brother face that he is uncomfortable in that position. And BOAKAI is there just sitting with his legs on the table. He feels so okay. He feels so fine. And we were just trying to brush over this before going to our discussion. So I don't know if you have
Yeah,
anything to say, then we're
no,
listening to you,
nothing
sir,
much.
on
Not
this.
not not nothing much. There's nothing to say. I mean, I listened to you. You did justice to the topic, so I don't want to be monotonous. So Bwaka just being Bwaka, so there's nothing strange about that photo. That's just Bwaka now. In his mind, he's the king of the country, and in his mind, he got to be worshipped. Patronizing, right? And mediocratic posture. That's just who he is. So it's not strange, brother. You did justice to the topic. So we can just move on.
All right, thank you so very kindly again, for joining us. I know how busy you are. For you to even leave, come and be with us is something that we really cherish, and we say thank you so much for everything you continue to do. But there is this particular serious and disturbing audio from the speaker, and we have the audio here. We're going to play it, where the speaker is or can be heard on this particular clip threatening journalists at the Capitol building that anything you recall here will deal with you, will put you in jail, will make sure you see the daylight, etc., etc. I want to hear from you, Honorable Dogbayi. This identical,
But do you want to play the video first? Do you want to play the
okay,
video?
yeah, I'm trying to get this video. Yeah, I'm trying to get the video. Yeah, I'm trying to take the video from somewhere to play it, and then just bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to take the video from on this stuff to play it, but it's reading some kind of way here. But no problem, we'll get it. We'll get it. Get it. Okay. I don't know. Somebody can send it to me. If I can take it from in the WhatsApp chat room, that will be easier for me. But where I'm trying to take it from is reading, 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 and reading. Yeah,
Yeah,
let
let
me
me
see.
try trying to get it.
Yeah, if you can put it for me from the chat room, it's easier for me. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to get it here. Just reading. Keep reading,
Yeah, because
reading,
the
reading,
reason
reading.
sometimes when we're talking, people might feel we're making us stories. So sometimes it's good to play this clip.
Sure, definitely. I agree with you. Got to play it so that people can see and hear what we are talking about. Okay. I don't know. For some reason, the that's from my end. Just keep reading, 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 and reading. I don't know what is going on here, but again, people here, just bear with us while we try to get this video so that we can play it for you, hear it. I'm saying it here. I want to take it from here to put it on the stuff here, but it just keep reading. That's the problem. When I take it from in the WhatsApp chat room, it's easier. But just bear with us while we try to bring you this. While we try to bring you this video. Again, just hit for us the share button, please. Share with friends, share with family members, and let's all have
His
a wonderful
Excellency,
time.
George Weah, President of Liberia.
And they require you the
bush. So anybody got intention of breaking election?
tire. That human error.
Okay.
How can 95 million be human error? Some country, they sacrifice.
Okay, yeah, just seeing it there. Thank you. Let me just do this one right here. Okay, fine. Thank you so kindly. Thank you. All right, so fellow Liberians, we have it right here. So just bear with us. Okay, fine. That's good. Okay. All right. All right. So let me play this right here. Let me play it here for all of us. And then is the sound okay from your end, right?
I'm not getting the sound. Is anybody else getting the sound?
Huh?
I'm not getting the sound.
Yeah, myself, I'm not getting it.
Yeah, it's not playing on my end.
You say you are not getting the sound?
No, it's not playing.
Okay.
No, but if you can get it, I mean, we've been on this for like 10 minutes. We can interpret it, and then I guess,
Yeah,
I guess
sure.
others have listened to it. So maybe we can just
Definitely.
get into the questions, and then we can deal with it.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. You are right. I'm getting here. No problem. I'll try to get it while we're going on. This is reading. But what to make of this statement from the Speaker of the House telling journalists that whatever they recall, because House is now in section, they will be dealt with, they will be jailed, he will order their imprisonment. Honorable Dubayu, what do you make of this?
Look, my dear brother, they say he will live by the sword, die by the sword. And a farmer who goes to the farm and sees his crop, he's the one who knows the value of that crop. He knows the effort he put into that crop to get the crop germinating. But you who do not know the value of that crop, passing on the roadside, you see corn. For those of us that grew up in the interior, you don't break the corn and pass. You don't know the effort that was placed into getting that corn to where it is. So it's a situation of brother, Kun, the speaker, the regime speaker, as he self-star himself. This man is the first man in the history of the world define the principles of governance, the tenets, the spirit and intent behind the doctrine of the separation. That our constitution says there will be 3 separate but coordinating branches of government, and each government is independent in terms of its day-to-day operation. This brother, in contravention and absolute contradiction of what the constitution says, this brother glamorously knocked his chest, telling me, telling the Liberian people that he is a regime speaker, a lame dog, a rubber stem speaker who is pulled like a DSTV remote, a speaker who should be checkmating the excesses of the executive branch, he has admitted that he is an extension of the executive mansion. What else do you expect from a character as such who became a speaker not based on his legislative prudence, understanding, knowledge, and advantage, but he became a speaker squarely because he has agreed to bend the rules? He became a speaker because he wants to be, a servant to BOAKAI and not servant to the people. He wants a government that will not be checkmated by the people's representative. We are like 5.5 million in the country. And in the frameworks of the minds of those who wrote the Constitution, in the framework's mind, they know that all Liberians cannot assemble on Capitol Hill to represent themselves. And so they demarcated the country into 73 electoral districts, whereby population proportion, one person in a particular landscape or territorial space will go and represent the view and aspiration of the people, speak for them, so that government will not just be left like that. Federalist James Madison 52 from America, he said, if men were injured, no government would be necessary. But if injuries were to administer the activities of men, neither the external or internal control on government will be necessary. So since men is to administer men, the issue of assistance and control is necessary check and balances. The statement of Mr. Jeremiah Regime Speaker Kun, it contradicts the principle of the separation of power. So a man who doesn't understand the fundamental reasons why government should be separated, what else? He needs to speak recklessly to afraid. He doesn't want journalists to take to the people what they are saying. You represent the people. How dare you, Prince Sharif, do not want what you say to be conveyed to the people? That's sabotage. That's rudeness. And let somebody hire you and you don't want to get feedback, you don't want to get report. That's what he's saying in short. So what else do you expect from a speaker like that? That's why on this show today, I'm about to make a statement. I wrote that on my Facebook page. Given what the speakers and others are doing, talking recklessly, beating journalists, it tells you that this government got nothing to do with justice. They don't honor justice. So I wrote this piece. And I said, this is my view on the quest by our government to go after the first lady. You see the things the speaker and others are saying and what they want to do. I've argued that this is the United Party acting like the United Party. And I'm warning every one of us, I'm warning the party that we should not consider the law. I'm saying this, we should not consider the law. Why? Because Joseph BOAKAI legal system is not to serve us. It's not for justice. It's not a legal pathway. Rather, Joseph BOAKAI system is a weapon in the hands of the regime. This is a weapon designed to just pacify us while they dismantle our rights piece by piece. Defense or look down upon us so that our people will feel we are weak. And this is my reasoning why I say we cannot see these fools as people who believe in law. If this so-called regime of Joseph BOAKAI believe in justice, my dear brothers, if justice really truly existed, our speaker will still be speaker by this time. Speaker Fanatico will still be speaker. And this guy who says he's a regime speaker will not be in power. The headquarters of the CDC will still be a sovereign territory. It will be a place where we can go and converge, and not a crime scene of looting and criminality like we saw broad day on camera when we went in our compounds to go and loot. Right? The Supreme Court order that was given when the impasses were ongoing will not be overlooked if you have a system of justice on Joseph BOAKAI. But because we do not have a system of justice, that's why the kids in Kenya who went to protest just for their rights, they were beaten, they were brutalized, humiliated. If from everyone's eyes, nothing has happened. How dare the CDC? There's some around, you see, they coming after the first lady, they put talking about going to the law. No! If the law truly exists, those thugs calling themselves police in uniform, they will not be navigating around taking paid. They will instead be in jail paying for their wicked dues. That's what they'll be paying for. saying that letting all of these things last, letting everything go in the name of peace, this is not being peaceful. We are being weak, or we are acting weak. I'm telling you, we are not going to allow this thing. We should not allow them to go scot-free. By doing the broadcasting, classic vulnerability, we are making ourselves vulnerable. People that speak of kun, that talking that nonsense, that type of person you're going from. This is a calculated disrespect to the people of Liberia, to the CDC, to our party. When we keep looking at these people, we're giving them green light, telling them that 2029 they will misbehave. So I'm talking today in my capacity as Deputy Secretary that enough is enough. Fortunately, we have a remedy ahead. That remedy is December 17th. That is what the government understands. Political action about male speaker to stop speaking that nonsense, not law. Not law. This is my conclusion on this topic. Not law. Political action is the way forward. Not law. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's hear from our brother Trokon while we welcome Detroit. Detroit, welcome. Let's hear from our brother Trokon.
Hello to everybody.
You're listening to the recording. Let's hear from you. What is your take, sir?
So, here's my submission on that recording from Richard Combs. You see, when I was coming up as a kid, there was people in a community that you should be very, very respectful to all of the big brothers. And at that time, to even pass by other people without speaking, it was somehow difficult. But that young man used to be so rude, and he was then supported by one big brother in the community. But guess what? At a certain point, when that young man found out that he misbehaved from everybody, and there was nobody else to misbehave from, you know what he ended up doing? The very man that used to sponsor him, used to support his rudeness, he came to him and started being rude. I'm saying this to Liberia. Like Rama said, I hear many people talking about, oh, that was BOAKAI. I hear many people talking about 2029, 2029 is too far. If you are not careful, the country will be sold before 2029. He gain in power. I don't want to be that he guys are Liberian. Let me be honest. But Richard Kuhn is an idiot. I'm saying this for your platform. No civilized person will ever make such a reckless statement. That brother is a real money idiot. So look at a journalist. For heaven's sake, no matter how you feel about people reporters, no matter your anger, the first thing the brother forgot is they is not there today. Do you remember that there was a same idiot that gave order for the Colover car to be broken into? The same idiot called Richard Kuhn, do you remember that? There was a same Richard Kuhn doing their speaker saga. That man went on a threatening remark. If for any reason, if the old criminal called BOAKAI believes was somebody that believes in the rule of law, Richard Kuhn was never going to be speaker. But Richard Kuhn has gotten used to lawlessness. So he feels comfortable if like you get used to doing the wrong thing. So the day somebody tell you, man, why you doing it wrong, you take that on a front. And that's why the idiot called Richard Kuhn believes. He believes that doing the wrong thing like his father Joseph BOAKAI is the right thing. And so it is not surprising to me. I'm only asking Liberians, your debate about waiting for 2029, there's some part debate that some of you may not see 2029. It's better you stay for your children's future today, or else there will be no future tomorrow. It is better you stay for yourself today. Forget about 2029. 2029 is not guarantee. It's not kept in school to say, oh yeah, I'm going to take 2029. No, 2029 is not a inheritance. Your future is today. These people damage our future and they are about to damage our children's future. This is the sound. This is the sound that you stand for yourself. Not me. Forget about me. Stand for yourself. Stand for yourself. Stop waiting for 2029. 2029 is not coming. Now is the time that you end this calamity called BOAKAI. You just saw what happened in Burkina in Guinea-Bissau. You saw it. So I'm not saying the military should take over, but guess what? When you have a wicked leader who believes that his human God is got control over everything and he will bow with any law to the extent that the first started with motorcycles, right? It started with motorcycles. So people say, oh, motorcycle rule. Hey, that's what motorcycle rule. It is now creeping to our doors and corners. What are you waiting for? 2029? I said this for you in conclusion. 2029 is not coming. Now is the time that you stand up for yourself. And the good thing about it is that we know each other in this country. You know their homes, you know their houses. The best thing you can do, know them and know them properly. Because when that time comes, of course they will be identified. You can identify me as a supporter of the CDC. I have no issue with you. But I'm asking you, Liberians, start to identify these people, their prisoners of work. Because when that time comes, nobody is going to spare you as BOAKAI started for motorcyclists. So you think about it. He's not going to spare you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on to Pastor Success A.B. Dennis. Pastor Success A.B. Dennis, you're listening to the clip of Richard Cohn threatening journalists. Let's hear from you, sir.
So I just place another version in the chat room again. Try and see whether it can play. Try
Okay.
it.
Yeah, go ahead while we're trying to.
Yeah. Prince, when a dog bites a person, it's not a news. It becomes a news when they say, oh, one man bite a dog in one village back here, then it becomes a news. This arrogant and the dictatorial behavior of the UP and their surrogate or the Richard Cohn or whatsoever are not surprising. Brother, Richard Cohn attacked authority and burned down the Capitol building. What else you expect from this from the young man? This guy is not a man of moral conduct. This man does not have any leadership charisma or characteristic in him. He's very, sorry to say, but rude, very disrespectful. You and I were here, Prince, doing the regime of the CDC. At the place where they speak on the money park, you can go about draw that one morning and park his car, and people are questioning, Professor, you're leading man when you're ready to move it. Same occurred when not even legitimate speaker. You order the drain of another man's property. Amen. In this country, when you park the way you're not supposed to park, all the police will do to the other tell you say remove your car or they give you ticket. Where in the world can you drain someone's property? Oh, there's not cool first not telling people say if you talk anything outside of catch you with jail. He told his own lawmaker. Anything you want to say in the chamber when you talk all that will deal with you. You feel our wrath. That's the kind of people we put into authority, Prince. There is the united party that the world know. These people are noted for brutal behavior. United Party is not a safer political institution. United Party is the benchmark of the brutality that have occurred in our country from the day of its foundation. Say United Party was formed, all we know United Party is brutality. But they will put more on CDC and say CDC XYZ, but they can never point on to what CDC. All CDC action that have taken place in our country is We were reciprocating what they did to us. And some of the things they did, we did not even pay back. President, we say you're leaving. How can you tell journalists, the white dog of the country or the world, that if you do anything, it will catch you with jail? That's cracking down on press freedom. And these are the people that cause our country to have bad image. A report just came on the street from the United, the UN or State Department, the U.S. State Department rather, talking about how the BOAKAI administration have cracked down on freedom of speech. They even mentioned Kula Fofana in a report. They mentioned the police director. They mentioned the justice minister and other government officials. These guys have not learned. They're still doing the same thing, Prince. Where in the world? You tell journalists that if you all do them with jail, who threatens journalists or jail? Who does that? Where in the world do you threaten journalists or jail because they're doing their work? The work of the journalist is to capture every bit and piece of what you say, be a choral, not choral. Once you enter that capital building, you are honor the oath that you took to protect the Constitution. So Kun is trying to tell that once you're not in session, you can go in part of that capital building and misbehave and do anything, and you don't be held accountable. Is that what you're trying to tell her? That you tell the general we are not getting quorum here. The session is not official yet because we don't have a quorum. So anything you recall here, no, brother. Once you enter over there, you are on the authority of the Liberian people. You are serving the Liberian people. That's why you left your house in the morning and went to that capital building. We don't have to wait for quorum before we know that. So in case I slash somebody in the capital building, I'm a lawmaker, I slash somebody in the capital building, but because no one had quorum, so they would not ask me, I will not be held liable. Is that what he's saying? Look, Kun, they have to be serious around it. But anyway, I don't blame Kun. I blame people who saw a well-level-headed individual, well-educated, well-civilized, well-structured, went against it for their own personal aggrandizement because they wanted to loot our nation. They fought Fonanti and removed him and brought the Janjaweed, and they I don't know what kind of name to call him, brought him as a speaker. There's a complete Janjaweed behavior, Prince. There's a Janjaweed behavior. So
Thank you.
That's what our country face with for now, my man.
Thank you. A fellow Liberian, before our brother come in, Detroit, let me just play this. Let me play this. It's about 17 minutes. Let's play this.
So the press, this section is not legal yet. Any because we have with you, this section is not legal to get coro. We are not video recording talking. You're carrying when you cry on. We put your machine. This section must be legal. But coro, they told together record and start talking. No, catch you. Don't believe it. So the press, this section is not legal yet. Any because we have with you, this section is not legal to get coro. We are not video recording talking. You're carrying when you cry on. We put your machine. This section must be legal.
Talking here as Zogo.
Now, let's go to our brother Detroit. My brother Detroit, welcome. Again, let's hear from you on this particular issue. Welcome, sir. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, salute to you, the followers. They are the best people, and I always pay my respect to. Because of you people, we are here. We all share the video. And to my friends on the platform, salute to everybody. For me, I would take different picture, different direction concerning the so-called speaker. Prince, let me tell you something. It's time now. We are in the Western world. Let us leave Monrovia. We'll come here, we talking all the time. It's time now for us to catalog all these videos now and signal protest to the Western world. Those are in the authority that are facing the BOAKAI government. Let me remind you, they were in the corridor during the George Weah time. They went to Congress, they did everything to support out the government. It's the time now. We're coming to 2026 now. We've been flagging, we're flinging to know now that people don't want to change. They don't want to change. So we got to put our feet to the fire down in the Western world. And when they come here, most of them will be accepted here, will be denied visa and other things, and no aid will be going to them. We call it fire for fire because they're getting stubborn now. Let me say something here. What's the press union of Liberia? What the information minister, or the ministry, why they not condemning this thing, especially the president of Liberia. If you see him talking at this, it's selected journalism. Let me tell you, those who not on that side that he talking to them, especially. He's not talking about the friendly guy that on the Unity Party and that government that's spreading their propaganda on their behalf. He's not talking about these people. He's talking about critical voices in the country against them or that saying things and flagging it. For me, all these things Rachel Kun doing, the particular video about me, I get lawyer in the country because I'm a whistleblower. So when they can crack down on journalists, why would they do the whistleblower? So what we need to do now, Prince, especially the bunch of people in America, the Liberians that there, that believe in that country, these are the kind of things they should cut the law. Let me remind followers here so that going around the world. A lot of people know about the African continent, don't want to discuss it. They're cracking down on Christians in Nigeria. But we make awareness. They're killing Christians in every place in Nigeria, getting too rampant. The superstar they call Nicki Minaj. She just came on air because she was a Christian. She just came on air and flagged it. When she flagged it, Donald Trump took it. You know what Donald Trump told and the president of Nigeria? He said, you got to put your horse in order. You should start cracking that the lectures are going on around the world. You must start cracking down on Christianity. And connection with Nigeria. No serious connection. But because I said it, Nigeria putting a horse in order. You see what happening in Nigeria now? All the Christian churches in Asorike, everybody moving with arms. Fast. They're moving with guns. Anything that in case they come into somebody can harm them, they will be the first. So it's getting serious in Nigeria. It's getting very serious. As a crack on journalists, as Rachel Kune crack, there's a plane, if Rachel Kune cracking on journalists, even the Congress, they get journalists all in the Congress running beyond senator representative in America, asking a difficult question. Then who are you, Rachel Kun? So all these things and Prince, we need to start flagging them now seriously. Now Rachel Kun, when I enter Europe, we need to come to the European Union. All these people, the people that get freedom, the freedom caucus that support journalism in Europe, the freedom caucus that support journalism in America. If we start cracking down on journalists, the country will sink down. They don't want no critical voices anymore. How can a Rachel Kun? I want to ask them, what's the president of Liberia? When the so-called journalists are in the country, they cannot come and condemn. They say, we challenge you, Rachel. Strokon said something here just now. Rachel Kun get family. Rachel Kun get children living in the country. Who is Rachel Kun to be threatening people? Because in that thing who are you to jail somebody for what reason? The president coming, they see all kind of things against the president of the Republic of Liberia. He not saying we'll jail you, but you Rachel Kun, where Rachel Kun taking that kind of statement from? So pray it's bad for our society. If freedom press have been cracked upon, forget it. If we allow it, if the Liberian people allow freedom of press, and the press, because I say it divided. Accepting press people you're talking against. You're not talking about the friendly people that are supporting the Unity Party and their agenda, that spreading gibberish and propaganda. So how he throwing the water also, he's saying it to the Liberian people, to put fear to the Liberian people. But for me, it's just like you putting water on dog back. He can never jail no journalist. No, he can never try. If he try, he can never come in the Western world. The day he come into the Western world, he will receive a massive protest on him alone. You can never visit. Maybe probably you're visiting America, but he cracked down on journalists. He can never come in the West in Europe yet. No. So that I just had to learn that way. But the country is divided, Prince. They divided, so they're separating journalists. They're separating journalists, CDC and opposition journalists and government journalists now. But the press union need to condemn me.
Thank you so much. I want to start on this. My people, For me, I am not surprised.
Why?
What I am concerned about is the consistent pattern of threats by this government, approved by this government on journalists. And I'm going to give you instances. You all can remember, all of us here, we can remember when Jeremy Pia insulted and assaulted a journalist in Nimba County. I remember that story.
Yeah.
Journalist in Nimba County. When Jeremy Pia went, catch the man, took his guardian for him. He said, "When you calling me?" Took his guardian for him. Put slap in your ear. They carried to the PUL. PUL say the journalists were wrong. What came from out of it? Nothing. My people, look, let me tell you all something here. The thing that you're playing fun with. If anything go wrong, BOAKAI will be held responsible. Because what BOAKAI is hashing in Liberia is terrible. I always say that there are 5 institutions that run the state. And not the 3 that we know about, we're told about when we're in high school. We get judiciary, executive, legislative branch. No. They have the 4th estate, that is the journalists. They play a pivotal role to the running of any country, to the safety, the survivability, the smoothness, however you will call it, of any country, the press. They may look like they're not existing, but they are very, very powerful. You know what brought up the Arab Spring? You know what brought up the Arab Spring? The press is very, very powerful. The second group of people, fellow Liberians, that run a state, the religious community. They are very, very powerful. Very powerful. You don't joke with them. And that will include the traditional elder, blah, 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 and stuff like that. I'm saying this to me, look, these people are testing the Liberian people, and they have realized that the major political party is weak, sitting down, holding Bible under their arm, watching, documenting, and writing. Whether we like it or not, look, the CDC, I don't know, from all indication, the CDC is the major political institution as far as the opposition is concerned in Liberia. And when these things are happening, and the CDC, the major opposition, will sit down, we documenting things. I don't know. But BOAKAI is testing the CDC and looking and saying, nothing happening. Jeremy Pia beat, how you call journalists, nothing happened. So, let people talking. Nothing happened. The last time, again, the government said all of the community radio station must relay the thing where they want to hear, the thing where government want to hear, that they want hear. They started it in Grange, where the community radio station that were there, they said they were moving the head of the community radio station because he was not carrying his article to the superintendent that was employed by Joseph Newman BOAKAI to CA before coming on air. They said anything the man wants to say before he come on air, he must carry his talking point to the superintendent to look at it before he can talk. I mean, community radio station. It also happened in Nimba, where the superintendent said the community radio station, they were reporting all kind of things and blah, blah, blah. And they went there again, trying to remove the head of the community radio station. If you see a government proceeding in this manner, trying to silence the press, it's terrible. It's bad.
But let me hold you there 1 minute. Ask you 3 questions to the same way you can hold us there.
Let me
Now, why you blaming? Why you blaming the CDC on cracking on journalism? Why CDC got to drop a cracking down journalism?
Yeah, because the reason why I'm saying this is that as a major opposition leader, an opposition political party, looking at what you did for freedom of press in that particular country. Take, for example, it was under His Excellency President Dr. George Weah that we passed the KAK law, Abdullah Kamara law, to
Yes.
protect journalists.
But they get the press union of Liberia.
Liberia is a signatory to the Table Mountain Declaration that protects journalists.
Yeah.
And we are looking and seeing all of the legacy that His Excellency President Dr. George Weah have left for that country is gradually being eroded by this particular government. This is not the first time. It's a consistent pattern. Look at the last time. Julius J. in the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism meeting, they said they must move Julius J from OKFM because he's critical. All of these things are here. They are on records. What we are naming, they are on record. Say Julius J not supposed to be there. The information minister said, y'all move Julius J from there. He's not supposed to be there. Not too long, just yesterday, we heard Fagon saying, no, Aaron Godson he can appear on this station. Public institution that we, the Liberian people say you can do it. You know what these people are doing? These people are testing and they are finding their way out. Whether we like it or not, nobody can report our story best than the press. All of what we are using all of this medium as a medium to be able to put out the information out there. When you look in the budget, do you know that the government is now trying to even clamp down on information? They are adding huge taxes on how you call social media. They are adding taxes on your data, huge taxes that people may not even spend even 2 or 3 minutes on Facebook or going live in Liberia. The time will come, they put it there. Look in it's there. The tariff on how you call data, they are increasing it. These people are doing these things because at the end of the day, when they rally for stupidity 2029, they believe that the press will be silenced.
The press can never be silent.
They are testing these people. They are testing this thing, and it's happening. Nobody talking. Jeremy PRB generally. Nobody talk. Everybody, they went to the prep union Liberia because it's politicized. So they say, oh, you're leave it. They may not do nothing. They went to community radio station. They threatened community radio station. They changed some of the how you call it, the editors. Nothing happened. Nobody talk. Today, we are hearing a Jeremiah Kun. It's not a strange thing. Jeremiah Kun told you he's a regime speaker. The regime will do everything to keep the people silent. Richard Kun. The regime will do everything to keep the people silent. In every nation, before the nation can be able to degenerate, before that nation can go in pieces, in tatter, you know the first thing that can start to happen? They can start pressing down on the press. They can start making for the press then to be scared, for the press then to close their mouth because they know that the press people are the ones who can bring the information. But thank God, you know why I'm excited for fellow Liberians? Thank God that all of us are journalists in our own rank, in our own portfolio. The social media has made it now a point of duty where anybody can just come out, you just say your own. We are no longer sitting there and say, oh yeah, we're depending on one journalist. And we hear other people on different platforms. But this is a test by this government to silence the press because they don't want for the press to be critical. They don't want for the press to start reporting. An idiot like Rachel Kun, you enter that house. Is that house your man or your power property that when they enter there they can't talk? Or is it a political house? Once you enter that place, fellow Liberian, especially as a lawmaker, on the day of work, you are no longer a private property. To tell the people when to recall and when not to recall, this is scary. This is scary. You see, in this country that we live called the United States, one of the privileges that we enjoy is our right to speak out. And that's why we thank God for this country. The man can even be dying, we still be talking. We still be talking.
But why I say we should be flagging all these things.
And this is scary. To see our international partners that spend all of this money, the time, the effort, the resources to see the nation going down like this. And it's like nobody is talking. But remember now, nobody will blow your horn except you yourself.
But
America
Prince,
will not come to fight for
Prince,
you.
what are you blaming
Switzerland
CDC?
or European Union will not come to fight for you except yourself. Sit down. This is a test. And the people, they are finding their way through. At the end of the day, the people say, we talk tired. But I can assure this government that Liberians are watching you. And the people will be able to take action at the appropriate time. Keep doing nonsense. Like you are not seeing what is going around in the African region, in the world. How the people are getting fed up that even guns cannot silence them or subdue them to silence. Keep doing nonsense as if you are not watching what is going on, even right in Africa, and seeing how people are speaking out. Continue. You will know when the appropriate time reach. Oh, definitely, you will know when the appropriate time reach. Just continue. The appropriate time, you will come to yourself. Yeah, you say you wanted to ask me a question?
Yeah, but I
Yes.
say they get the president of Liberia and they get a lot of journalists in the country. Or what they kind of damaging statement going against the press. What? Where's Jeremiah? Where's Richard Kuhn? They can protest in the country. What? They have the right to protest in the country.
Yeah,
But when you
but
put in
you know,
the blame, because when you put in the blame on CDC because they saying anything, this and that,
bro,
no, they get press in you. That time for them to come outside too. For them to come outside. Not everything CDC will come outside, or you want for CDC to be the front head for everything in the country. No. CDC playing the way CDC, let me tell you something, Prince. The way CDC playing the game, maybe we're not in the hierarchy of the CDC, but I let how they playing the game. I let how they playing low. Protest will not solve nothing. No, that they have the mess rule. CDC calculating when they get a lot of mess rule, and they tell an opinion poll recently. They say a re-election will be held today. All the normal 10 to CDC, 40, 50, 60, 70 points. The United Party maybe 3, 4, 5. So that is the CDC should not be distracted. That is a better party headquarters. That is a better party headquarters. And by 2026 in the middle, by 2026 in the middle, then they will know how the game will start.
Thank you. Yeah, Pastor, you want to come in quickly?
Yeah, Let's make something clear here, right? Let's make something clear here. We are not saying CDC should take the headway and just speak on everything. But understand all that United Party is doing is a test game towards 2029. And the only formidable force in our country towards the election is the Mother Congress for Democratic Change. CDC, we sat over there. Our speaker was removed. We sat over there. All of our people who were in 10 position were removed. And nothing we said, nothing we did. Look, CDC need to show strength. If we don't, 2029 will be a war to the path for the United Party. You will win and they will rig the election. You will do nothing because they
will not rig.
you and you prove no
The
strength.
United Party get 2-year grace period. The grace period will be over next year.
Right?
Thank you. So let's move on to our
next. Let's move on.
Let's move on to our next discussion.
We get too much time.
We will start with our brother Trokon. The information is read out here. Yesterday, what we saw was police on police, where in Nimba County, 2 police officers jumped into a fist fight. One even lost his life. His colleague broke his back. At the end of the day, they carried him to hospital. He could not survive. He died. The next day, it was the police and immigration. Serious fighting. The other time, it was the police and that of the armed forces of Liberia. Today, we are seeing the police and that of the PPCC, Pinsville, city police. What is happening, my brother? With this level of violence that we are seeing among security actors in our country, people who are supposed to be protecting us. Let's hear from you, sir.
Again, let me say thank you. When it comes to the whole issue about the most recent one I'm talking about, the police, let's say the Labrador National Police, the Pinsville City Police, and the LDE. As a matter of fact, there are 3 different security sector that were involved with physical fight, and I just spoke about the LDA, the PCC, and the Labour. I think our country is lawless. But let me carry you back a little bit. Can you remember the last time 2 police officers fought for chicken feed and I think one person died? Do you remember that incident? I think that was in Nimba County.
That was in Nimba, yeah.
For chicken feed. Chicken feed. And they can say in Labrador, $50 liberty. Food. 2 police officers fought for chicken feed. At the police station, not different place, at the police station. And one person lost their life. Chicken feed. And so there is no coordination, that's the first thing. These guys are paying bills. When you take your camera there, yeah. Sometimes when we are saying these things, some of our friends that support this president, a lot of them they can know the reality, but they can feel so bad that this government is difficult to defend. Extremely difficult to defend. Look, there will be more casualties, there will be more fight. In fact, at certain point, it just started. It started between police and police. Now it has escalated between security forces, the city police, the LGA, and the PZ police. More to come. More to come. Look, there is complete disconnect among security forces. The division in this country for some of us that are here, in churches we don't censor each other on the basis of politics. That is to what level this country is divided. And we have a wicked president that celebrates wickedness. Oh, he loves it. When you are bad, he gives you joy. Typical example, former Senator, how they call him, Samuel Johnson, right? Samuel Johnson threatened to call anybody man that calls BOAKAI. The next day, BOAKAI will come for job. So the president believes in wickedness. Take a man like God, zero respect for the rule of law. So there is no coordination between security forces. And do you know why they fought war? Because the city mayor gave the police direct instruction that those ordinary people who are using their little resources to sell a food on their table, when you see them will mark it, take it, seize it, feed them. Guess what? For how long the police officer that you saw fighting in the video, they gave them what they want our part. So when you are doing the wickedness, of course, they say the animal can forget, but the dog can forget. People who are bad, they can't remember people that they are doing bad to. Because these guys are just displaying the wickedness, everywhere to the extent that they don't know who are they applying this wickedness for. So at the end of the day, what happens? You man, that police man that be another person man that went free, say the police man be his girlfriend, and then he come first. So I'm saying this to you, our followers. Our country is damaging on a daily basis because we have a zero man in power called Joseph BOAKAI. The force sufficient is any guy has done and really borders are going to lay down. And my mother started calling me from there. You saw them. Yeah? They were happy that police or security personnel are fighting among themselves. The last time I saw that, they were able to road to the intersection. When the AFL went to beat the police, what is alternative doing? Clapping. Thank God, you're fighting among yourself. These are dangerous times for our country. It is very dangerous. So some of you that support the government, it is up to you. You can support all you want, but we are talking about our country here. When the country gets damaged, we have nowhere else to go. So it is not strange. It is not strange. In fact, something more dangerous will happen and will continue to happen under this government because this labor BOAKAI, he's not a presidential material. He don't even want to be a community chairman. He lacks all control. And so thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's hear from our brother Jake. My brother Jake, this is another sad incident again where members of the PPCC and Liberia National Police engage in a real face fight. Let's hear from
Yeah,
you.
I will not stay on the topic because a lot of people discuss it going viral a few past now. So I won't bore the followers here. But Prince, when I tell you the is broke, that they shouldn't even hear from me. That's sometimes that they do their own research. When I tell y'all the $1.2 billion budget, these people say that a new budget. I told you people it's an audio budget. They just hijacked that budget because Samuel Twain, when the Unity Party was ruling on early, budget never reached over 600 million before. You can do your fact checking here. So when Samuel Twain brought the budget to $800 million, you don't. I know the Unity Party playbook. They're not smart people. So to lie to the Liberian people, look at the government in the country, they lie, and you ruling the country is broke. For you to find ways and means to find money, go to your international partner, set everything straight to see if they can help you, but you in denial. You put your budget to $1.2 billion. For what reason? Like the question I always ask Gafune, all these people, they say they are top economies, or they smart in the land of finance, or all these things. They went to banking, they work in banking institution, other things. How can you generate how will you get $1.2 billion? $1.2 billion. And half of the budget money go on salary. You spend it $330 or $325 million a year on salary and expenditure. They only try to hijack this thing because they won't get even with the CDC because CDC carry to $800 million. You can see the comparison. You can see the competition in the country. Georgia brought bosses. They brought bosses. The bosses they having problem. Anything the government did, the Unity Party relaying it. They only focus on what these people did. But in reality, if you ask some of the PCC making, they're not even making $100 per month. They're not even making $120 or $150 per month. Let me tell you, the police just try to infiltrate on the PCC then because the PCC on the street, not the police function. No, it's not the police function. Everybody know that the PCC community that function. They will seize market or whatsoever. They probably that how they getting that under any, that how they making money. You see all that harassment are going in the country. When they catch 3 or 4 or 5 people, they will bribe them. Oh, don't seize my market. So the police not making money. The police not making money. So the police try to infiltrate them. Did that plan or whatsoever? The police, you will see the police all around now hustling because the country is broke. Please, if I tell you all that LIBERIA is broke, it's not joking. When I say LIBERIA don't have money, like how they can they spin it different way. The country is broke. The person I traveled what 23 times now. 23 times. When I tell you when I tell the Liberian people, the Unity Party have been blackballed, they overlooking it. I've been pushing that thing since they took the mantle authority. 2 years now in that presidency. I live in the Western world. My own lot of things here. I'm a whistleblower. They have been blackballed. 2 years. The country is broke. My challenge to the Unity Party, I always seen them. They can never change harmonization. They did it. They were talking about harmonization. You harmonize our pay, we harmonize your vote. Since 2 years now, what they cannot get salary up. They did it, try the country will crumble. Imagine where the government doing. They're laying off people. They sack thousands of people, but the budget still go high. They don't have money. No money to, no cash, no money to want to take infrastructure development. That's why we don't see BOAKAI signature project there. You think when the economy was booming, I said the economy is underwater. The inflation is high at the fast year. Legal political hard at the reality that these numbers may again look at. I'm not looking at all these things, and the country is broke. No investment coming into the country because they will never come. They saw your capital building burning. They saw the rule of law changing. They saw a president that collapsed on the stage during the inaugural period. When you fit there on that stage, everybody saw the war saw it. So we can put millions of dollars in the country. Who can put multi-million dollars in the country? The country is broke. I can debate anybody any day. That's why you see it, they finding it hard. The police want to hustle now. That's why you can see other than arguing because the hustle place they're doing in the country. No money in the country. So me just stop there. No money.
Thank you so much. Pastor Success A.B. Dennis, looking at this video, imagine our security officers, people who are supposed to be protecting you. Let them hear. Let them hear. Look at it.
You should come and take immediate action.
Yes.
Police officers are fighting among themselves. I don't know what I've unfolded here in real life, and they are fighting. I don't know what I've unfolded.
Pastor Success, let's hear from you. What is the sign? What is this? What is the meaning of what we are seeing here?
Prince, when calamity is coming upon a nation, people that are supposed to provide leadership become confused and they don't know what to do. Leadership is spiritual. One of my mentors, Dr. Miles Moreau, always said, or he used to say because he led me, so rest in peace. He said, everything in life rises and falls on the shoulder of a leader. He went further to say, when you take a sheep and make the sheep the hair of lion, he said within the period of time, those lions will eventually adapt to the attitude of sheep. In the same vein, when you take a lion, or you take a sheep rather, or a lion and make that lion the head of the sheep, eventually the sheep will adopt the lion behavior. What you are trying to portray there is that in leadership, there's something called impartation. Somebody will work with you consistently as their head, and before you know, they start doing it and acting like you. Prince, the security apparatus within the country I have watched over the period of time, and I have seen the level of reckless attitude by this government. Look, Prince, the security apparatus right now, except those few that are signed with the hierarchies of the government, but the rest of the guys, they are seeing themselves as everybody for themselves. All monkey to their own thing. Everybody hustling. So when you tell somebody on the hustle ground, they come after you.
Yes.
The securities are very on. I listen to. I always go to another show. They call it BS or BK or TV. More or less focus on animal activities. Prince, we interview one Liberian guy. He's I think a lieutenant around that Maryland or Delaware area there in the police force. Something he said, from Manasseh to President Weah, that of BOAKAI, the brutality and the unlawful act carried out by the police in this region, he had never seen it. And he began to outline. He began to outline those levels. And one of the things he had to beat it to is lack of refresher training. And how would they get trained when the little money in the country, those that are in hierarchy stealing like any other, undescribable stealing. The security that's supposed to be the clear example of civilization in our society, the clear example of the rule of law, the clear example of tolerance are the one we see at the forefront of the high level and degree of brutality. These people, Prince, because they are seeing the level of the government. They watch the government in the Capitol building issue. They watch the government beating uniform students. These guys want to kill Jaws and kill our people and nothing came from out of it. What do you expect, Prince? There's the only government in the post-war Liberia that security entities are fighting all over the place. The other day I watched another video on the new bridge. Immigration and LMP were into it. The other day I watched another video, DEA and LIBERIA National Police. And we also the most trending video that had to do with the airfield and the LIBERIA National Police. Today we are discussing PCC police, the Pinfield or Central Corporation Police, and that of the LIBERIA National Police. Where is our country heading? When you talk, they say, "Oh, SYZ, look, show me video, show me evidence where you saw police were so brutal like they're under the Georgia regime. Show me." Because they know the president in charge, he doesn't care for human feeling. He watched his partisans, brutal people in his own or hometown in 4 years. That came out of it. Today, Queen Johnson walked the street of Monrovia and took trash and garbage out of her mouth. You know, after Katie Joshua, and she walks where he didn't enjoy the confidence of the president. Your ministers are raping all over the country. Nothing you do. So the police, the security apparatus feel that there's no rule of law anymore. There's nothing. So all they're doing is just to protect themselves and make sure they feed their family. Liberia is heading to a dark day, my fellow citizens. If care is not taken, our country is heading into a dark day. We have to stand up to this government and put their feet to the furnace and make them know that no, you cannot do this. We have to do the right thing. Look. So let me ask you that, Prince. The MCC delegation just left from Liberia not too long ago, and they still monitor activities in this country. You got this kind of people making reckless statements. The higher person in the country, the speaker, making such a reckless statement in the chamber of the Capitol building. You get security entities, security apparatus fighting on the principal street. Where is the rule of law? Where is the security of the people? So when an investor fly into that country today and say, "Okay, I'm going to pass through radio, go to Canada," and he brought up with that kind of thing, does he feel secure to be his investment into Liberia? Prince, we are into a calamity. We are into undescribable governing process of our nation, and I think it's about time that Liberian people stand up. And I want to say this as my end statement on this issue. You have an opportunity coming June 7th or December 17th. I think it's about time you join this thing and tell the government that enough is enough. We cannot continue this, Prince. Our other nations, our other neighboring countries are making headway. But all we do in our country is, and another thing that is about to come on now is that because they have tested and nobody stood up to their faces, they now coming after the former president family. They now go after Marika Foundation that are government money. But it will reach to a point. There's a saying that say the hand can reach to a place before the mouth open. When the spoon reach to that place, the mouth will open. But praying that all I can say, because if you look at the security entity every day, there's some level of brutality. How can you be using stick and beating your own citizens in the name of God? They are motorcyclists, beating their hair with sticks, injuring them, wounding them. There's a second, if not the first, then the second largest commercial market in our country. See what's going on. This is scary. Pray is scary for our country.
Thank you, sir. You know, fellow Liberians, as we look at this video, right? This video that you are looking
Some
at.
police confrontation here. I think
Look
they
at
are
this
fighting.
video. Just look
Right
at
here,
this
I think
video.
they are fighting. Actually, I don't know for
Right
what
in
reason.
real life.
But this place has been covered up with.
You know, let me say this. Like, woman was talking and he said something about salary. These things will continue to happen under BOAKAI because the first thing is BOAKAI doesn't care about these people. He doesn't care about them. There's the reason why those of you who this government have used to massacre our people in King George and other parts of the country, you will pay for it. Not through any illegal process, but you will pay for it. Now you are seeing what is happening. All of these consistent fighting, running here and there, blah, 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 on each other, is because of the neglect. You know, there is something called post-traumatic stress, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. What these people are doing is a reflection of neglect from the system. To go in market and start fighting to the extent that you can see police officers who are supposed to be engaged into serious mandate security issue. They're in the market too, they're collecting money from marketeers. They're collecting money from marketeers. Police officers that are supposed to be in serious issue, ensuring serious, how you call a safety and stuff like that. They have now turned to marketeer. This time we can know Liberia marketing police. I remember those days when we were coming up, we used to see in the market they used to have how you call it, the MC, it's not an MCC, but the marketing association used to have their own people who used to go around. Marketing association, they had their people who used to go around with TK collecting money. Now I don't think it's even in existence again. It is either the city police or police people themselves that are collecting money. So this, look, is scary. This is fearful. It tells you that the country under Joseph Numa BOAKAI is not safe. Anybody can do anything. Any serious $1,000 US can do real damage in that particular country. The government telling you that they have increased the budget to 1.2 billion, but nothing there for the increment of police officers. Absolutely nothing there. Police, you are on your own. Nobody get time for you. You are on your own. They even want to know whether you're in existence. But they say they increase budget. They increase budget, but our doctors, they don't even have 10 cents on their salary as an increment. They say budget is 1.2. But even the schools, the teachers who will leave their homes to go and impact knowledge, they don't even have a $5 raise. This is not strange for police to be fighting among themselves. It just tells you that our country is very unsafe. There's the reason why you have armed robbery all around the place, because some of these people, they gave their arms to these criminals to go and carry on operation and bring their pay to them, or bring their own court to them, and bring their court to them. You see the level of intolerance among people who are supposed to be highly professional. Look at what they are doing. Just look at what they are doing. People who are supposed to have the most advanced level of training, that they will be able to control themselves. They will be able to have that particular self-control. Look at what is happening. Look at how they are fighting among themselves. Just amongst themselves, you can see that, look, there is a total collapse in the system. And the reason why the system has collapsed, especially among the security apparatus, is because Joseph Numa BOAKAI brought in political people. Look at Gregory Como. He has brought in Gregory Como. You have turned the Liberian National Police into a political wing of the Unity Party, the auxiliary of the Unity Party. So what do you expect? Professionalism is far away from these people. There is no value. But you have a fool like Gregory Como, you will be passing all around the place. Gele Como, sorry. You will be passing all around the place. Gele will be passing all around the place. Why we get serious issue? They see indiscipline, they carry to Sierra Leone, where they got to grab Saint calling by a tracing and brief. They jacking The freetown, the police officer jacking, say you nonsense. You don't get discipline. And you're seeing what we're talking about. This is it you're seeing. The thing in discipline attitude with Tothe and carry to Sierra Leone, Freetown. They got a whole thing calling by a brief. They jacking in front of his own boss, police director. So to see this kind of thing happening in Liberia, it is not strange. It just tells you that our country is unsafe. You see people brandishing weapons all around the place there. Our country is unsafe. We don't have security in our country. It's very unsafe. We are just going by the grace of God on just like human BOAKAI. And these people are doing these things intentionally because their plan, their focus, their mind is we want to ensure that we have a system that will be broken down, that at the end of the day, we can perpetuate our rule. We can be here forever. We can destabilize the system so that we can go to the ballot box. At the end of the day, we say, okay, let her government inclusion. But that government inclusion that in Joseph Human BOAKAI horse it will happen. Not in Liberia. Because we are resolved. And we ensure that we go to the democratic process. But look at what is happening. In real life, when you get thousands of Liberians go there for their daily basis, you have police there fighting. The last time it was army, today that police, the other day that immigration, the other day that our LDA, the whole security apparatus is just completely in a total mess, chaos, and I don't know, confusion. BOAKAI has proven from all indication that he does not even care about a country called Liberia. I always say this and I'll continue to say, my fear and my worry is not about what Joseph Human BOAKAI is doing. It's about what President Weah is going to take over when it comes to 2029. Because every sector of our society is broken. Every sector.
The man will inherit the big broke nation, inherit the biggest broke nation ever in that great land.
Well, it is what it is. Pastor Sir says, I want to start from you. I know we've been talking about this budget and we need to talk about it. I want to ask you this question. $1.2 billion budget. Is there anything in that budget that Liberians should be grateful for? Does that budget even reflect the rescue agenda or the rescue mission?
Prince,
let's hear from you, sir.
Let me go quick. I have gone through that budget. I have digested the budget. That budget is the way that Brent say it's a fly. Nothing in that budget for us. So in the welfare page, you come to think about it, Prince. The speaker or the president, the vice president, the speaker, the president pro tempore, the four people, their budget is, the component of that budget is about 30% of the entire budget. 4 officers is almost 30% of the entire budget. But they want us to clap our hand and asking the cake for them that they have done a good job. Then when you leave the president, the vice president, pro tempore, and speaker and deputy speaker office, when you come to the next sector that have to do with the security sector, that huge amount you're hearing is only 2 major entities that benefit in that amount. And that is the EPS and that is the NSA. The EPS and the NSA, how can you fund the EPS more than the Liberia National Police? The EPA is just an executive protection service. It's just a confined with this. Their territory is so small, but they got a huge budget more than the Liberia National Police. The same with the NSA, because they use this institution to carry on their clandestine covert attitude or covert operation, so they put more money into it. And some of the money you hear in other sector, Prince, they are not going towards the direct services to the people. All right. So, for example, you win the health sector. Whatever you see in the health sector there, BOAKAI is not facing medication, renovate the hospital, buying good hospital material. if you look in those budgets and you take your own time to digest it, but you will realize that some of those funding, bulk of those funding go to operation. How can a minister office alone carry $1.4 million and the Telephone Hospital in Louvain they carry 500,000? Why? The Minister of Health budgets is far large, big, and gigantic, more than the Jackson Fiado Hospital. Come to think about it. All right? So for the education part, nothing is there. You have a $1.2 billion budget, but civil servants are not celebrating. To say, yeah, we have a 30%, 20%, 25% increase. There's no celebration. No. No celebration. Okay? So nothing in our budget for our people. Nothing is in our budget for our people. And Unity Party is very corny in a way that they understand that our people, the high illiteracy rate in our country, they take advantage of it and do what they want to do. Now they put out a $1.2 billion budget that people say, oh yes, they come and bring more money into the economy, and but come to think about it. I told somebody before, I said, before you celebrate a budget, even if you are now a budget analyst or you don't know anything deep about budget, right? If you don't know, just look at two components of a budget. Anytime you hear budget, look at two components. Look at the revenue component and look at the expenditure component. Where the revenue coming from? Their own rescue senator raised it. They tell the Minister of Labor to bring, he said, certain amount, I don't know buying the budget, but certain amount of money, right? And the source of how Minister of Labor going to generate that money is by selling work permit. Work permit work that should go to the Liberian people. The permit will be sold to foreigners. While Liberians are going out of job, foreigners are getting the job because why? The government want to generate money to secure party headquarters. They want to generate money to ensure that it's still election 2029. So there are a lot of things they are doing. So that after that budget, I'm not thrilled by that budget. I can't celebrate that budget. Nothing is in that budget for God. So Troko, if you have anything to say about the budget, you can go ahead. Let me attempt to something cool.
Yeah. Hello, am I clear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I went through the budget and what I will advise all Liberians to do in regards to that budget. You don't need to waste your time on the different literature that you guys were talking about on the cover page, all the different explanations. Just go to the summary of the budget. I'm not a budget analyst, I'm not an economist, I'm not going to pretend to be one. I am an architect, but all I'm asking Liberians to do is to go to the summary of the budget. Don't waste your time on all happening that last digital road. Go to the summary of the budget. The entire budget is then divided into two. One portion, more than 50% of the budget goes to 5 individuals or their offices. If you take the NSA budget, for example, because the NSA is another component of BOAKAI office, because I wanted to spirit, right? These are people that you can see. If you take the NSA budget, for example, you take the legislative budget, for example, you take the deputy speaker, the speaker, the Senate Pro Tem, the president, and the vice president, including NSA budget. When you add everything together, it constitutes more than 50% of the budget, the entire budget. What is there? for ordinary Liberians. So meaning the whole country money what they get, vast group of people just take half of it, the rest of the balance on, they get to even 2 and more are in every year to buy a money. You need to start asking these questions. How many hospitals are there earmarked in that money? In fact, let's leave new hospital building. Even the existing hospitals that are providing treatment for our people. What is there allocated for them to get jobs? What is in that budget for motorcycles, for example? And a criminal government stole over 14 million from. As I always say this, I'm going to see. Unity Party should understand that 2005 or 2006 is not 2025. The way Liberians were blind when Manasari took over, we never had privilege to the internet, never had privilege to research. Wherein somebody else would just bring in a friend and say, oh, I graduated from Harvard University, I get 15 degrees. And nobody was sophisticated enough for it. They never had that means to research it, to know what that person is actually saying is true. Unity Party and the gains should understand that the era then is not the era now. Today, if you tell somebody say you graduated from his college in America, you don't need to get in plane to go there to go after you graduate. You will stay right in front of you and research it and go right to that individual website. They will be ready and say, they will make you lying if you guys will have to tell you. But some of these guys in the Unity Party, they still thinking that Liberians are so stupid and blind. And you know, you just follow, you just register to $1.2 billion. When their entire budget is only intended to enrich criminal worker, a criminal bad person Jeremiah Kuhn, a criminal Rachel Kuhn, and his entire colleagues, his associates, not the Liberian people. And that's why I told Molo that this budget has nothing to do with you. This budget is intended to enrich this criminal called Baka and his gang. Don't waste your time to look at all of these different summaries. Go to look at all of this literature. Go to the summary of the budget wherein they borrow the money. Say, for example, the president office, then they allocate that gospel you. When you check the NSA, the president, the vice president, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the legislator, when you pour all the money together, it's going to do more than 50% of the budget. So what is there? What is in it for you? So these guys are just bunch of rogue, bunch of criminals that are only here to destroy our country. And I'm going to say this in closing. So Liberians that are saying that they're waiting for 2029, you may be disappointed that you may not see 2029. There is a time that you stand up for yourself. There is a time that you make sure that this calamity called criminal worker, you cut this short. And it can be cut short through any means possible. You need to decide that this only today. I'm not asking Liberians to do the similar thing that Guinea Bissau did. But any means possible we get to take this calamity from our country for Joseph Baka, Liberians should do that. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Brother Jake, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I see Chokon. So I said all the length elaborating. So I will not go deeper. I will just go to this. I'll just go to some main points to the followers here. Let us share the video once again. That the followers, but I salute and respect them. And I told you the budget from the initial stage. The executive branch of government is smart people. Again, the Unity Party, they ready to cajole the Liberian people again. I said propaganda will not work this time because some of us here now. I told the Unity Party people, it will not happen. Anything you do will pull inside. From the initial say, I call the budget the audio budget. Audio, in not reality. The number they talk about 1.2 billion. It sound good to the Liberian people that novice, that not smart, that don't read, that don't fact check. When you rate one of the poorest country in Africa or in West Africa, I don't tell them, me break something down for them. Your natural resources, what gave you the money? What gave you success? The major thing that gave you real money or make you rich in a great nation. You hear about Nigeria because they get all other people there, other countries there. Your natural resources are depleted. Your iron ore, zero. The budget you are talking about, you are living rest out of the crooked garden called Asala meter, where put 100, 200 some more million in your budget because you were, they call it pay for play. That particular budget for Asala meter that they gave to the Unity Party, they call it pay for play. They just want to own your iron ore for another 25 million. They just want to own your iron ore for another 25 years. Asala meter said no that your money in that the iron ore is depleted. They know it. So they're trying to dig the nest. They're trying to play on your where to sound another 25 years. While I concern the Unity Party, especially those from Nima County that in the house, they shouldn't renew meter steel. They shouldn't renew nothing concerning meter steel. If they give it to them, it will be it will throw the country backward. That they wouldn't reserve your depending on your timber industry is zero. You cut all your trees. Rubber, they're not breaking nothing in. They're recycling around the world now. They're recycling. So the iron, if you check out the iron ore, all these things then, the rubber, they're not heavy on the world market anymore. The diamond, what I say you have, you don't even have enough diamond compared to Sevelu. You get small diamond, you get small gold. So when I see like people say they're so rich, what made you rich? The thing that can bring money to the cover of the government, the LPROC, how much they can put in the government? How much they can bring the government cover, the LEC, the water and silver? That they cannot tell Librarian all the thing. How much the free port of Monrovia put in our Librarian cover? How much they put in an account to save it for us? Nothing. So how you get money? So they hijack that budget. They hijack that budget. Because I told you, Samuel Tothe, you think when the country was rich, heavily rich, Samuel Tothe, one of the smartest prime minister to grace that land. While the army, the World Bank, the monetary fund, all of them told Samuel Tothe, say, listen to me, your wage bill so high, your hammer now. If you're not hammer now, the country will crumble. And he knew that the country will crumble with a high salary. The legislature then taking 10, 15,000. Consulting and taking 20, 25,000. It was too high. So they brought down the wage bill heavily. That's why they hammer us. Because they couldn't downside people. That had the unity, that had the CDC government was smart. They never downside nobody. But the new group downside. Follow they downside 200 EPS. But the wage bill stay high. How does happen? How? George Biden had 80,000 people employed. They were paying 300,000. 300,000 a year. Then now, the particular group say they pay over 300 some more thousand. I mean, how? Maybe I mean, how that's happening? So, Prince, the budget you can go deep into it, but the library will not feel it because first of all, the particular budget they will not infrastructure will be zero. That's why I told people here. The Unity Party is struggling on development. They run into all George Weah projects. You know what making it laughable, Prince? They got one video circulating in the country. I like that video. I think the guy doing disservice to the Unity Party. They can call the guy JMB's son. He can be going to all George Weah projects. He's showing it, jumping on it. So, you know what I try to say? You know what I tell people? I say the guy doing good favor for the CDC. I'm not doing some CDC spa when Unity Party close. They call it said JMB son. Now the beginning of that recent preacher again went to the new redemption hospital that the president was constructing. He acting like I see that. So I say, okay, the JMB son here. It's a spa, it's a CDC, but you acting like a Unity Party, but you going to all the project. Yeah, in 2 years, how can you stand on that kind of bidding? So the guy I said, no, CDC, when I get there with the guy here, the guy doing good work for CDC. He run to all the project, the NOCA project, all the project that inhaling and CDC never talk about. The GMB son. They are enjoying the guy, the GMB son running to all the project, claiming it, not knowing the guy, they finish checking the ball background. preach that reality. They got the small ballers, die seed. It was die seed. You know, I think I call it deschanted sedition.
Disenchanted.
Yeah, he was deschanted sedition before. So now he roll out green with a GMB something. If you check out the real ask people in your community, he real so you run into all the project. Well, even CDC don't know about. He just flagging on social media. So that why I come here. No CDC will get angry with him. He doing a job. He put in a board all outside. He only mind them. He only mind them flagging all job project. In case Joseph Baker go there, Joseph Baker will not. So that the latest video that going on.
Yeah, thank you so much. But you know, when it comes to this budget, you know, usually the budget must be able to depict the government agenda for her people, what the government intend to do, what the government wants to do. It will include the policy of the government. For example, if a government come and say, look, our agenda is to ensure that we strengthen security, you will see it through the budget. The budget is that mirror that you will see the government policy and agenda in. Look at this budget. I'm just looking at something as we are talking and looking at it. Now I can see why the Ministry of Gender is one useless ministry just sitting there while people or our kids are being abused. The
How much they get
Ministry of
for it?
Gender $3 million.
You joking? You
Yeah.
joking?
Out of the $3 million, about 85% of that $3 million
Amen.
is pay, salary.
Amen.
85% of it.
Oh,
Look at
wait,
it right
wait.
here.
Print,
85% are salary.
print the
Salary.
minister of print the minister of finance. The minister of finance they don't pay that 3 million from the general ministry extra.
That's their budget. That's the Ministry of how you call or
Yeah,
gender.
but I don't
That is the
I don't think
budgetary
salary
allocation.
salary involved.
The budget he says that what involved. Yeah, $3 million is the salary not involved. You playing for the people. $3 million. About all of that money, about 85% of that money go towards salary, go towards their traveling, go towards different things. It has absolutely
Wow.
nothing to do with the impact on the ordinary people. Now you can see why the Ministry of Gender
Yeah,
is
I see why
taking
rate there. Yeah.
school door. Joseph Newman Boyka carry people there say you go take pay and forget about the raping, forget about the
Wow.
very incident that are happening in Liberia. This is what is happening. When you look
Wow.
at the ministry, for example, the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, they get about $15 million. In that $15 million, Joseph Newman Boyka get almost about four. He got a very large portion there. Just he and the vice president alone from the budget is taking almost about somewhere pretty close to $7 million. We're not even talking about other expenses. He's talking about, for example, traveling. That one not even there. Now, this is to tell you that my people, these people, they don't even care about you. Like Choka is saying, when you look at our budget, you see 485 pages there that don't have here on it. Just go to the summary. Even when you take book, you say 85 pages, this, that, don't just go to the summary of that particular book. You will get to know what the book is about. Just take the first 2 pages, flip it, go to the prologue, just read it. It will tell you everything. When you look at this budget, it's all about the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judiciary branch. Nothing is there for the ordinary people. Nothing is in here, for example, for job creation. The public sector initiative. What are they doing? You see huge money allocated, but in actuality, it's going towards people pocket. Have you forgotten the last time $22 million were given to the Ministry of Public Works? According to them, they said 90 days, all the road there will be correct, no road will be of problem. What they did with that money? And they ate that money at the end of the day, they went before the lawmaker, the senators, they say, you forgive us, we can't. And that was it. Fellow Liberians, our country is finished under Joseph Newman Boyka. I'll go to my brother Chokon as we get his parting comments on what he has on his agenda that we did not talk about, that he wants to talk about it. We'll hear from him as we conclude this segment. Chokon, it's over to you, sir.
So let me say thank you to our many listeners, viewers. I thank you for following. Thank you for sharing. I thank you for all you do. I can understand how difficult it is to get data in your phone. I mean, I'm in Liberia. I know what Liberians are going through right now. All I can say is thank you. But I'm going to do my submission with specific reference to some pictures then share on social media. I'm hearing noise. So, like I said, I'm going to do my submission focusing on pictures then shared today on social media. Folks claiming that motorcyclists are in here, and some group of motorcyclists are in here to support the Unity Party upcoming diplomacy. No, these guys are criminal. I got no regret of calling Joseph BOAKAI again once you're low. And because of that picture, there are thousands of calls today that I received. Many of which are motorcyclists, and they were like, "Oh, Mr. President, we saw certain picture on Facebook. Is it true that you're supporting the Unity Party? You will be part of the Democracy program?" I was embarrassed. I wanted to get angry for knowing the kind of criminals headed by a mafia called Joseph BOAKAI. I have to make our people to understand. These criminals went in Nima country, grabbed few motorcyclists, promised them $50 US each. So just where they share, gather together, pack their bags, so they can do pictures. And so they can be part of the Democracy program in Nima country. So when the guy packed those few bags, he took a picture and he started to share it all on Facebook. Oh yeah, that motorcycle like in here to grade the Unity Party program. So my guys started calling me. I just posted in our chat room and I instructed all of the different supervisors that call an emergency meeting, inform the guy that it's not easily possible. In fact, no normal motorcycle will ever support the criminal called Unity Party. I asked this question that are very important. I said, and I quote, who will ever feel sad or have party for somebody that killed your mother or executed your entire family? Tell me one person in this dispensation where somebody will do evil to you and then you clap for them, you celebrate them. Have you seen that happening? And many of them don't know. I said that is the case with this Unity Party. These people stole over $14 million US from motorcycle through the motorcycle registration. They didn't stop there. They banned us for entering the capital city. They didn't stop there. Up to now, they are still put on large motorcycle, using police jail sticks to beat on the heads of motorcycles. Put on large everywhere. And then you are even brave to come ask me whether I will support, I will be part of a December program, or I will encourage motorcyclists to go and support or to go and attend the Unity Party program. What kind of question is that? How is that possible? Do you know how many of you landed in jail because the government stole your motorbike and people that you were riding for could not understand? Do you know how many of you that have 3, 4, 5 motorbike and these criminal police officers stole your bike today? You are doing airport where somebody can go around one day in the evening and give it to you for 2 hours or maybe 30 minutes and go get food money? That I will be your national president and I will support these kind of people. So these guys are rogues. It was all intended for propaganda. And they are making a lot of offers. And the good thing about it is that The group of people that are controlled, they can't escape me. They can't escape my sophistication when it comes to information gathering. Because motorcyclists are the most informed people in this country. The good thing about it is that all of their meetings that they can have, I got my agents there. That's the good thing about it. All of their meetings, they are saying they are not the official. All of their meetings. Some meetings, the last meeting they went for to put around, they promised the motorcycle to get them $100 US. They should pack their bag, they're getting the NTA bus. They should carry helmet with them so they can show like, yeah, we didn't worry about food, we don't go to do that program. People can't get resources. So they are just wasting it everywhere. And they will be shocked for that at December 6th program. Then they continue wasting the country money. They will prove a point. Just to prove a point that they are popular. Who does that? These people are rogue. And so I'm saying this to all motorcyclists. Joseph BOAKAI is noted for killing new motorcycles. The more recent one happened, he killed 2 motorcyclists while keeping away from one country. This puppy hates the thing they call motorball people. He hates us with passion. I'm saying this to you, fellow motorcyclists. You are following. Avoid this president called BOAKAI. Avoid Joseph BOAKAI. Avoid this poor man. This poor man is wicked. I've never seen any kind of person before. And so, do not be carried away by that propaganda that motorcycle will be going to unify the program. No. In fact, if you bring election today and you say only motorcycle should go vote, if BOAKAI gets there for a motorcycle, then it's sure. We even want BOAKAI regime to end now. And so motorcycles don't be carried away. That's a propaganda. These people are rude. These people are criminal. They stroke when you want to die. Don't be carried away. Focus on your hustle. They have $50 US that they're promising you. The $100 US that they're promising you. Collect it as part of your children money that they stole from you. Take it for them. These people are rogue. Then they are forgotten. No, wicked people, they can do the wickedness that they can forget. So, in conclusion, I'm asking all motorcycles to avoid the December 6th criminal unity party to the BOAKAI program. By going to that program, it means you agree for them to continue to kill you motorcycles. It means you celebrate their wickedness against you. When you go to the Unity Party December 6th program, it means you are appreciating them for killing your people every day. It means you are appreciating them for brutalizing your people every day. So as your national president of the Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Nigeria, I'm asking all motorcyclists, when it comes to your different parking lot, do them. If you get me to do anything to them, you are welcome to go to them because people don't deserve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to Pastor Success A.B. Dennis to conclude. Pastor Success, it's over to you if you are in the position. All right, then we'll go to Jake. I think Pastor Success is attending to something.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
let me conclude quick. Prince, I told the followers, some of us here now, before we're not on social media, that where majority of these people ran with a lot of things. Prince, let me get pull hole in something today that it will shock you. Prince, and you know the president of the country? He go, hello?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we're getting you.
Yeah, we
Okay, the president go for midi, the meeting for in Tangier in Morocco. You see how the people now smart? How the people now smart with smarter than them. I want to tell you, the Unity Party get low IQ improving. The president left overnight. They brought up sources of they brought a king because everybody was flagging over the president chattering flag. They brought a Kenya Airway to take the president to Morocco, to take the president to Casablanca. Now knowing who is smarter than these people. That was a charter flag because they know Kenya Airway can come to Liberia. They play on the Liberian people, they say our commercial flag. No, that was a charter flag. Let me lay it down for the Liberian people. We are all travelers. I travel a lot around the world. Success, Chokon and the CEO. When a Kenya flight comes from straight Nairobi, Kenyatta Airport, and laying Araro International Airport. Expect when it comes as a passenger flight, whatsoever. If you're going to Morocco, what you will do, Success, and you will go straight back to Nairobi first before you land people. Then you get onward passenger to take. They can never fool us anymore. It was a charter flight that came specially to take the president of Morocco, but the plane, because they know everybody concentrating on charter flight, so they brought Kenya Airway that usually come to Liberia. There is no Kenya Airway. You go to the Kenya Airway. You go to the statistic. I will speak as I'm speaking now. First of all, from Monrovia to Nairobi is 7-hour 30 minutes to 8-hour flight. From Liberia to Casablanca is 3-hour 50 minutes. Why the president never went with Moroccan Air? Moroccan Air always come to Monrovia. If the president believe you are taking commercial flight, why he never went with Moroccan Air? They brought Kenya Airway. A Kenya Airway to go back to Nairobi. How can you take a flight for 7-hour 30 minutes? Then from Nairobi, then you fly straight to Casablanca. Is that possible, followers? That was a charter flight. That was a charter flight. They lied to the Liberian people again. I say we are here now. Some other year now. The United Party will never cajole nobody. So the president arrived late in the evening. They flying and pick us straight to Casablanca, 3 hours. We have flew Moroccan Airline. We have flew all the planes in the world. Only Moroccan Airline, even Moroccan Airline, so say when taking you to America, it will transfer in Casablanca. When Kenya Air taking you to America or Germany, it will transfer in Nairobi, it will refill. Ethiopia, go to Ethiopian Airline. If we're taking Ethiopian plane from here in Europe to come to Monrovia, we'll go where Addis Ababa. We're laying Addis Ababa, they will refill, condition the plane, then will fly back to Monrovia. That have most of the flight work. But if you're taking a direct flight that comes from Nairobi, strictly for the president to take it to Casablanca, that was a charter flight. So the Unity Party, we told you we are here now. Anything upon social media, we are here. So that's my party statement on the platform.
Thank you. Let's go to Pastor Success A.B. Dennis. Pastor Dennis, let's say your conclusion, sir.
Yeah, Prince. I mean, we are said all today. Yes, where we are. Our country is sinking deep into the ocean of, the Kun or the BOAKAI and Kun administration. And if we are not careful, we might not have a country to govern after these guys 6 years. So all we need to do, we need to keep flagging out these issues and taking the appropriate step, putting the appropriate measure in place to ensure that this government be on a right trajectory for the betterment of our country. All right. All that we're doing is not that we hate BOAKAI or we hate Kun or we hate anybody. But when we see you, progressing the form and manner towards our country, then it's an issue. Then it raises a concern. When we see security, institutions are supposed to provide security for our people are on the street fighting for something as cheap as a chicken feed, then it's a concern. When we see people, children who are jobless and find other opportunity to the other sector of life, it's okay, let's go and ride motorbike. Where someone are really proud to be a motorcyclist, but you beating your heads with baton, you are chasing them all in the street because they are motorcyclists. They erase a concern. If our students get on the principal street and say, hey, we want teachers in our classroom in their uniform, and you bluntly them, you brutalize them, they erase a concern. When you send security apparatus into King George to massacre and kill our people, they erase a concern. So this concern, when we not start raising them, when you see a stake of the stake of the art project that was initiated by the former first lady out of her own goodwill, went out and lobbied and brought money and built that kind of decent place and providing education for our children free of charge, and you decide to go after her because you have political ambition and you want to make sure you erase the name we are, then we will stand up to the code. We will stand and speak and defend what is right. If there's what you intend to do to wish on everybody in the country because they are not a part of you, they are not within your cycle, they are not part of your clique, then we will stand up on this kind of media and raise the alarm. The wage on this country is too much and it has to stop. Today, we saw you parading with pictures on Facebook that a new Redemption Hospital is about to finish. We want to tell President BOAKAI, there's no initiative you have in our Redemption Hospital. You did not put a dime in it. You did not do a thing on our Redemption Hospital. The first piece of block that was laid for that hospital, the groundbreaking was done by His Excellency President George Manuel Weah. He laid the first block and the construction began. Let's see, if we continue with our country like that, you UP people, our country will go nowhere. If BOAKAI leave power today, whatever he do, we will stand up tomorrow and say, yeah, why that's true? They didn't support his administration, but this I think BOAKAI did when he was in power. When you are not in power and people try to step on what you have done, look, you guys should not do things that will put our country backward. How much will cost when you go to Redemption Hospital? Oh, we tell President we are for the project. You know, he started a said government is continuity. We are ending the project. We want to tell you thank you. The new the overpower bridge, you do the city. Why it will take from all of you? You had the audacity the other day to go down there while doing the groundbreaking ceremony of the overpower bridge. You can't about these are the initiative of our commitment. Do you know how that money was that money was secured? What kind of government that doesn't have a shame? They lie about every little thing. It's embarrassing. So, please thank you for the show. We will always be here. And that's what we sign up for it. We are called into it. We will now rest. Or right after, I'm jumping to another show. And we will flag these things. You know. So, thank you, Trocon, for being here. Thank you, Wemo. I know he's left. And thank you, Mr. Sherry. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But when you go beyond the door, you talk to guess you.
No, you know, we taking care, you know, now. Yeah, we're doing dual work. We gotta take care of the family.
Yo!
We babysitting at the same time, you know, doing what we have to do. So I'm sorry. We want to use this time to extend our thanks and appreciation to all of you. What I want to close on is this issue of the First Lady Project. You know, Liberians, we should not be surprised. When this government took over, they were brave enough to ask the First Lady to give her vehicle, to turn over her vehicle, as if she had never ridden a vehicle in her life. They turn the vehicle over. The car where you riding it for you, if for government, turn it over. These things are not strange. Remember what happened with the vice president, Madam Joy Howard Taylor. The vehicle that she was using, they did not even allow her to ride that vehicle to go back home. They took it from her. She got to sit down, not me, her own narrative. She had to sit down right under a tree at the Capitol building for her to send for car to come for her, to carry her. The official vehicle for the vice president, for these people to even say no, let us allow the vice president to go home with this convoy. We'll bring the convoy back after everything. They didn't do it. They said she could not ride it to go back home. She had to sit down there and call for vehicle to come and take her. My people, This government, the hate that this government have infused in our politics is so strong to the extent that even gasoline is not as combustible as compared to the hate that we are seeing in the country. To the extent that people who yesterday they were our friends, today they are even afraid to post pictures with us in the name of somebody will report them, they will not get job again. This is scary. This is scary. None of us ever thought that Liberia was going to be at this level, where an old man who is supposed to be the elder of the land, one of the oldest men elected to the office of the presidency, the oldest elected, as far as our history is concerned, of the age that he is to be elected. And you see, hate is taking over. My people, this is terrible for our country. BOAKAI has proven to be useless in putting our people together. He has proven to be a very useless man in ensuring that we can unite Liberia. And what these people are doing is intentional. And I want to say thanks to that boy, like what Jake was saying. I got who passing around all developmental days that. Thank God that he is showing the project of President Weah. We are grateful. But again, all we can say is that thank God that our people are seeing these things. Again, I want to say thanks to every one of you for your continuous support. Time have caught up with us. We'll be here on Friday. Until we meet again on Friday, have yourself a wonderful day. And thank you for being here. My brother Chokon, thank you so very kindly. We appreciate everything you do. Bye from our end.